What's up, guys? This is Seville with another DC Collectibles action figure review. Today, I'm going to be talking about DeathStroke the Terminator, also known as Slade Wilson. This figure is part of the new DC Essentials line. This series does maintain the same box style as other DC Collectibles, but if you can give me just a minute, I'll have them out of that box so we can take a closer look. Just real quick before we get back to it, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I bought this figure from Bombshell Comics in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. If any of my viewers happen to be in that area, be sure to swing by and check them out. Their store is loaded with comic books, action figures, statues, t-shirts, posters, and more. To learn more about them, be sure to stick around to the end of the video. Now that DeathStroke is out of the package, I'm going to give him another full rotation on the spinner, that way you can see him all the way around. Unfortunately, when I pulled him out of the package, the scabbard for his sword came off of his back. I can see where it had been glued before, and even some of the paint came off when it was detached. As of right now, it can still sort of go on his back, but it can't hold the weight of the sword. And now, for a closer look. It has been a whole nother day since I got him out of the box, and I've now glued his scabbard back onto the strap. So now, it can hold the weight of the sword. I used Gorilla Glue, which does kind of bubble up sometimes, but really, unless you're looking at it directly from the side, it wouldn't be that noticeable. He does also come with his pistol, but he doesn't have a hand that can appropriately hold it, as his only open hand is more meant for holding the sword, and he's definitely not holding anything with a closed fist. So in regard to this figure, the pistol is kind of useless. As far as the main sculpt goes, to my knowledge, the DC Essentials line is 90% the same sculpt on each figure. So most of the body will look the same whether it's Batman or Superman or the Flash, with the exception of different little details here and there to accentuate the character, such as DeathStroke's mask, gloves, and places to hold his weapons. The rest of the figure is mostly just a plain body sculpt painted over to represent the spandex suit. It does have some nicely defined muscle shapes, but no real texture to it at all. For the sake of comparison, here is the DC TV version of DeathStroke from Arrow. They are pretty close to the same size, and basically, if you took all the armor and stuff off the TV version, you'd end up somewhere around the Essentials version. The Essentials does have a little bit more articulation though, which I'll go ahead and run through now. His head does turn side to side with a little bit of up and down movement. The shoulders do spin all the way around as well as move backwards. The biceps do have full rotation, and the double elbows close pretty well. The wrists are on a peg joint for full rotation and a little bit of up and down movement. He does have an ab crunch joint and a waist joint, but both are really stiff and will probably need to be heated up in order to be able to move. As of right now, I'd be afraid it was going to break if I tried any more. The hips do spread out really well, and do pretty good front to back too. He does also have full rotation in the thigh, and the double knee folds really well, much like the elbows. He does also have full rotation in the calves, and the ankles are on ball joints for a full array of rotation and pivot movements. With all that said, it's time to move through my guidelines for a complete and fair review. It does have more than 20 points of articulation, but the sculpt is not very unique. The DC Essentials line does reuse a lot of sculpt parts, and those sculpts aren't very texture detailed either. On the plus side, the colors do look great, and it is in scale with the other characters. It does balance really well, includes a couple of accessories, and it does seem pretty sturdy. The price does seem fair, and it was pretty easy to find, leading this figure to getting a 4-star rating, meaning it is awesome and worth owning for casual fans. So if you like the comic book versions of these characters, DC Essentials is probably the best way to go. If you like this review and you have not already subscribed, please do so. That way, you'll be notified when I do my next review featuring Ermac from Mortal Kombat, made by Storm Collectibles. Speaking of Storm Collectibles, I have pre-ordered Goro from the store I mentioned earlier, Bombshell Comics. I have all of their contact information and social media links in the description below. So when you're done with this video, be sure to give all that a look. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.